Welcome to Ball Talk Deep, where we talk deep about ball. It's Andrade, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about the Chicago Bulls because they are back. They are back to relevancy, and honestly, this might be arguably the most quote unquote popular Bulls core since the Jordan days. That's right, not even the Derrick Rose days. I'm talking about the Jordan days. And quick recap if you don't know, I'm talking about Zach LaVine has now been joined by Lonzo Ball last night or yesterday, and DeMar DeRozan today, along with Alex Caruso. And I mean, just those first two names, Ball and DeRozan, very well known names in the NBA. And you got Zach LaVine, NBA dunk champ twice, just finesse on the court, stepped up his game nasty in these past couple of years. Also a very popular name. So those are three undebatable go-to names in the NBA that a lot of people are gonna know. Now, the reason I say all the way back to the Jordan days is, yeah, think about it. It was Jordan, Pippen, and Rodman, and then you also had a couple other names people would know. But those are the main three. And if you think about the Derrick Rose days, that Rose era, it was mostly Derrick Rose and company. Like, yeah, Joaquin Noah was popular. Boozer. Let's see, Gordon. But like, I don't know. It wasn't the same. This is, in my opinion, I think objectively speaking, the most popular core, especially trio, since the Jordan days. And I am very, very, very happy for the Bulls organization, Bulls fans everywhere, and yeah, just had to do a video on it because I'm actually pretty ecstatic. My first tweet that I did when I saw that DeMar DeRozan got signed or was gonna get signed, was that the Bulls now are gonna be a very fun team to play with on 2K. Let's be honest. You got LaVine, DeMar, Ball, Vucevic, Caruso. Shit, you can even throw in Kobe White. And which, by the way, I see a lot of people hating on Kobe White. I see Rusty Buckets is ready to throw him away. Give it time. I still got hope in the guy. I still got hope in the guy for real. Like, I think nowadays, especially in sports, we're a little too quick to formalize our opinion on young players or players that just got into the league. Give it time. I always say, I think I did a video about this. Around 4 year mark, we really get to see, okay, what kind of player are you actually gonna be? You know what I'm saying? But whatever. So I just want to make a quick video on this because I'm ecstatic. I talked about in the last video about Westbrook and how that now culminates into this incredible potential finals if we got to witness that we all deserve as NBA fans, casual or serious fans, because it would just be a fucking showdown. It would just be a fuck. Which, shout out to Kenny Frio actually. He even said how he doesn't see the Lakers as a super team, and if you go watch that video, I even described how that face off between the Nets and the Lakers, if they face in the finals, wouldn't necessarily be two super teams against each other, or even if you, because of the age factor and etc etc. And then he touched on it, so just wanted to shout out that I watched that video today and I was like, he gets it. Great minds think alike. But whatever. All right, back to the Bulls. Now the Bulls, my like macro thought on them is that I see the Bulls as the Knicks, where the Bulls do well, the NBA does well as a whole. You know what I mean? And it's this is just so good for the Windy City. And like I actually want to watch like Bulls game like in person. Like, would love to watch them now just because like just like think about it. Sit down for a second and just imagine Lonzo. You got now he's a deep 3-point threat. He's a playmaker, better for full court than half court, but I still people keep in mind people that like a lot of these players that we're thinking, especially the younger ones, like yeah, we're gonna judge them from what we saw last season, but more likely than not, there is also gonna be some improvement in some aspects of their game after the offseason. So with Lonzo, what I'm expecting to improve is the playmaking skills to continue to get refined. The 3-point skills are there now. Just continue to have those consistent, and the defense, just keep refining the defense. And I mean, he's a great physical template for a point guard. That's something I always like saw the potential and liked about Lonzo. And then with DeMar, you got these mid-range. So like, man, just like Levine as shooting guard, or he could play small forward. DeMar also could play shooting guard or small forward. And Lonzo's just passing these lobs when all three are on the floor. Like, and then you got Vucevic, who, as a five, or if he plays a four if he wants, like, can help spread the floor too as a big. Like, dude, it's just fucking crazy. Like at this, dude, I don't know, man. I'm actually like really excited for this Bulls team. Like this construction of this respective Bulls team, I fucking love it. And then Alex Caruso, like, yeah, the internet hypes him up, makes a meme about it, about him being the GOAT, etc., etc. But he's a fucking good player. There's a reason he got LeBron's respect on it. You know what I mean? That's legit credibility. And LeBron wasn't just saying that to say that. Sometimes you can kind of tell when LeBron's like saying it just to like, you know, kind of hype up his teammates and get them to play at their best when, you know, when they're on his team. But like you could tell what like LeBron legitimately believed in that guy. You know what I mean? And now we're finally get to see Alex Caruso blossom into, you know, his max potential on a squad where he's not under the Lakers shadow, and you know he's still gonna be a backup option, but not as much so. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty excited to see how he develops. But I also think it's a good idea to have him as a backup now for the Bulls, coming off the bench, or you know, knock on wood, but injuries we've all learned this season always come into play. Every single season there's some type of injury that comes into play, and if worst comes to worst happens, like especially with Lonzo at point, like Alex Caruso, it's a good backup. And yeah, and what I also really like about this construction is that they're all great age. DeMar DeRozan turns 32 this year. Levine turned 26. Lonzo's gonna turn 24. Vucevic is, let me check this right quick, he turns 31. So everybody is not too old, but not too young either. So like even Lonzo being the youngest in that squad, and Alex Caruso is 27, 28. He turned 27 this year, so he's at 27. Like that's a nice balanced squad in terms of age, where everyone's had more than enough experience in the NBA. Lonzo being the youngest at 24, and then DeMar being the oldest at 32. That's a nice balance of like, okay, you got experience, especially at the higher end of the ages, veteran experience, and then Lonzo at the lowest end, he also has a decent amount of experience now in the league. So that goes a far way when it comes to the postseason. You know what I mean? That's knowledge, that's experience that they've built up over the years, and that's gonna come into play seriously for them when it comes to the postseason run and seeing how far they can take it. It helps that they're in the East. And another thing that I like about the contracts that they sign is everyone is at least 3 years deal. I don't know what the details are, like if there's a player option or a team option for at the end of either one of those contracts, but at the very least, you know, this squad that we're all talking about is gonna be together for like the core for 2 years at least. You know what I mean? So they at least get 2 years tried. And yeah, I'm just very curious to see how it all plays out. Only thing that can fuck this up, honestly, is 1, injuries, or 2, coaching. And I mean, like I said, it helps that they're in the East. And with this current construct of a squad, I don't know, man. I do have high hopes for them. I wouldn't necessarily jump at putting them contenders. Nets are obviously still the favorites. Bucks are gonna go for that repeat, and you know that's a squad that we can't sleep on either. The Heat have done, we'll do a video on that soon, but the Heat have done quite some good movement in this free agency so far too. And there's also still Philly, but Philly I'm not so worried about as much, because one, never fully believed in that squad, and last year was the one where I even said that's where I see them having the biggest opportunity. But seeing as how there's internal turmoil in that franchise with their star players, and they still haven't figured out what the fuck they're gonna do with the Simmons thing. Yeah, not too worried about that for now. And then the Hawks, I don't know, man. I'm still a little iffy on whether I'm not gonna say that the last postseason run was a fluke, but like just everything was just working in their favor. So I would still have Nets as favorites, Bucks and Nets as top two, and then I'll probably slot in the Heat and the Bulls now to round up that four. Maybe I'm sleeping on the Hawks, but the Hawks will definitely be there. So that's the 5 teams in the East I can think of off the bat right now that I would be worried about, and making to reaching the finals. So that's it. I mean, honestly, it all relies on if Billy Donovan can just pull this squad together. But shout out to the Chicago Bulls GM. That man is killing it, man. I'm just actually really, really looking forward to this Bulls squad. Like, I don't know if you guys are. If you're a Bulls fan, let me know. If you're not, like, does this catch your attention? Like, I'm not necessarily a Bulls fan. I have mad respect for that franchise just because obviously they've had the GOAT, Michael Jordan, and like I'm a Jordan fan, even though like I didn't get to see him play. Like everything I read about the guy, watched about the guy, like just come on. We've all watched Last Dance and beyond Last Dance, but Last Dance is the most recent relevant one on the Bulls and the Jordan era. Like, yeah, maybe this is it. Maybe this is it. This is the new chapter where finally they might start competing for chips again. Unfortunately, the Rose era didn't work out. That one was definitely one to look forward to. But like I said, the Rose one was the last time when they were legitimately relevant. Like that. Let's be real. But what I'm saying is, this is the first time where the core as a whole, not necessarily relevant, but more popular ever since the Bulls Jordan era. Like I said, Pippen, Jordan, Rodman, names off the bat. And same with this shit. Levine, DeMar, Ball, names off the bat. Shit, you could even throw Caruso because social media just fucking catapulted the guy, and him obviously playing for the Lakers catapulted his name into like popularity and mainstream and all that good stuff. But yeah, that's all I have to say. I'm just really a fan of what they're doing and what they have going for them and the potential that this squad has on and off the court. And I just love seeing it. Now I'm waiting for the Knicks to get their shit together because, man, first and foremost, I'm an NBA fan before I'm a Heat fan, and I'm a basketball fan first and foremost. And yeah, like if I see the league doing better and healthier as a whole, then I'm just gonna be happy. I'm always gonna vouch for that. And this is dope. Like Chicago, shout out Chicago fans. Yeah, we'll see you. We'll see you in the playoffs maybe. Heat versus Bull. Oof, that would be. I mean, think about those Heatles era, that Rose era, LeBron era. Those are some fun matchups. Let's be honest. If you got to catch those, and now we got to see that with this Heat squad and this Bull squad. Oh fuck! All right, guys. Before I go off too long, I'm gonna let it go here. You already know. Drop a comment, drop a like, drop a sub, show some love, helps us in the algorithm. We're trying our best to keep up with everything. And yeah, just keep the small channel pushing and growing. We really appreciate like any love we get. And let us know your thoughts, like legitimate. You guys already see the comments. I love discussing anything related to whatever basketball discussion you want to have. So let me know. And drop any topics or teams you want us to cover. Like I'm always down to talk about whatever, to be honest. But until next time, check us out on Twitter, Facebook, Twitter first and foremost, and all podcast streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple, everywhere else. You already know. I'm signing off. Take care.